Hello everyone, this is Inside Your Computer by Timothy Williams for GPC Public Speaking Online. Basic information: your desktop, laptop, iPad, and iPhone are all computers. These computers all fundamentally work the same. They all work by bringing hardware, material components, with software, immaterial components. Hardware. Hardware is the material components of a computer found inside the computer thing itself, whether it's inside your laptop, inside your desktop unit, or inside your cell phone. And they all basically have the same parts. The major parts of the computer hardware are the motherboard, power supply, CPU, RAM, and storage drives. Each part has its own unique purpose that helps the computer function. If just one of these components has a problem, your computer will not function. This slide will cover motherboard and storage drives. The motherboard is the center of the computer that holds everything together. It holds the RAM, the CPU, and is also the connection for the power supply, your video cards, and everything else. It's where everything goes down. It's like the torso body of the computer. The information travels through different parts on the motherboard to other parts on the motherboard, such as the hard disk drive to the CPU. But we'll get into that later. Common problems with the motherboard can be smoke or unusual smell coming from your computer, inability to boot or start up your computer, or connection issues with peripherals. Peripherals are anything that's not inside the computer itself. So that would be like your mouse, keyboard, monitor, or printers. Storage drives. Storage drives hold all the software and information. That would be your operating system such as Windows, and your programs like Internet Explorer or PowerPoint, for example. The major types of drives are hard drives and solid-state drives. Solid-state drives are like flash drives. They're more reliable because they have no moving parts inside of them. And they're also many times faster than hard drives. But they hold less information for the right now and are much more expensive. Problems with hard drives can include inability to boot or work with software. This slide will cover CPU and RAM. The CPU, or Central Processing Unit, is the brain of the computer. This piece processes information given to it and enables users like yourself to use software. Problems from the CPU will usually stop your computer from working whatsoever. You won't even be able to pull it up if this CPU has a problem. RAM. RAM is the brain power of the computer. The more RAM you have, the faster it will run and the more things you'll be able to do at the same time. Having too little RAM and trying to run too much will overload your computer and can cause it to burn out, which is a very bad thing to do. Problems with your RAM can include smoke and error messages when starting your computer. How does hardware work? Information stored on storage drives travel on the motherboard to the RAM, where it is held for the CPU to interpret. The CPU makes millions and millions of calculations in binary code that converts that information into usable data for other components. This will be like sending information from the CPU, the processing unit, to your video card, which is what displays information on your monitor. So that lets you connect between user interface and the computer itself. Those components will display information. Software. Software is the information that users work with. It's the fun stuff. It's immaterial, meaning you can't go out and buy software and plug it into your computer. You have to download it or install it off hardware onto your disk drives, which in turn allow you to use it from your computer. Examples of software are Windows 7 or Microsoft PowerPoint or Google Chrome. Software works by sending information stored from the storage area like your hard drives to the CPU for processing. Problems with software can cause glitches, computer crashes, and loss of information. How does software work? As shown in the diagram below, when you run a program, copies of the software information goes into the RAM. Then the CPU begins running the information from that area of RAM. Once processed, the information will be displayed on a monitor. That way you can manipulate it or work with it. Where does software come from? Software is like a book for computers. It must be written by authors in the language it can understand. Popular programming languages are Python, C++, C++, and Java. Here's a very simple C++ program I made. I'm not going to read that out. If it's compiled and put into a exe file, then you can click on it and it would run this program. This would cause a text message to pop up and read, "Hi, my name is Tim." Combining hardware and software. Programs made by programmers are sent to storage drives, like books being delivered to your home. You can get software from online places for downloading, such as Microsoft or Steam or Amazon. And you can also get it in physical forms, such as a CD or on a flash drive. This information is held in the storage drives until it is sent to the RAM. From there, the CPU reads it, like you reading a book. This information is displayed on a screen or monitor, so that users like you can interact with that data. End. In this day and age, computers are one of the largest things people depend on. For example, all of us listening on online college. They can help us with our work and entertain us. While computers seem like a very difficult thing to understand, it's really not so hard.